Sorry about that, babe.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another pickups video. This time it's going to be the Cody birthday spectacular bonanza. So everything that is featured in this video was purchased for me by my parents, by relatives, by my wife, or purchased by me treating myself, or with rewards points. So again, being thrifty and having people be very generous in my life always helps. And in case you're wondering why I'm wearing the same exact stuff as the last pickups video whenever that was released, it's because I'm recording it on the same day. Speaking of, I only have about 20 minutes or less to record this, so we gotta whip through. So if it's a little bit speedy, I apologize, but some really good stuff in this video, I will say. Very happy and excited for it. First, let's get into some strategy guides. Parasite Eve, one that has eluded the channel for quite some time, whether it be in polls. I think it's been featured in like 3 or 4 polls and never won. It was rumored by me to be streamed, but obviously I don't stream anymore. So someday we are going to get to the Parasite Eve series, I promise. And when I do, now I am fully equipped with my guide, so I'm ready to rock. Last guide, this was purchased for free for Amazon rewards points, and that is the Breath of Fire 4 strategy guide. This is a PS1 RPG, obviously Breath of Fire series. Unfortunately, I still need the Breath of Fire 3 strategy guide. Seems like that one's pretty expensive though. I think it was like 70 or 80 bucks most places, if it was even in stock, which is crazy to think about. This was considerably less. Really cool art style. Very intrigued to go through the entire series. I beat Breath of Fire 1 twice, but not the others. So I remember playing around with this in Breath of Fire 3 as a kid though at my neighbor Kyle's house. So yeah, anyways. It is, mentioned this in my last pickups video because the same day it is really pouring outside. Hopefully everything's okay. Alright, now we're going to get into the birthday stuff. Gonna go through this kind of quickly, so I do apologize about that, but we have Dragon Crystal, as you can see, adventure role-playing game for the Sega Master System. This is complete in box. This almost seems like it's kind of like a roguelike. You kind of walk around and things are generated in front of you, so it's almost like a randomly generated roguelike dungeon crawler, but it seems to take place outside mostly. Very interesting. Soundtrack is pretty cool too. It reminds me of like a pop punk 8-bit rendition of whatever, but it's interesting game. I do hope to get to it for the channel at some point. Next, oh, that was from my wife, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. We have another gift from my wife, and it is Might and Magic: Gates to Another World. I'm not super familiar with the Might and Magic series. I have the first one on Nintendo, and then I have 3 Isles of Terra or something on SNES, and then there's this one. So I don't know what the number is. Is this 2? Is this 4? Is this 3? Who knows? I don't know. But I do know that I will get to it someday, and I'm happy to have it complete. This is a heavy, thick boy, by the way. Incredibly thick manual. This thing weighs like, I'm not even kidding, like it feels like it weighs like 4 pounds. Probably cost an arm and a leg to ship this. But thank you again to the wife, the waifu. And next we have Wanderers from Ys 3, complete in box for the Sega Genesis. There's 3 versions of this game that are popular. There might be more, but the 3 that really like stand out to most people and the most popular are this version, the SNES version, and the Turbo CD. I don't think it was Turbo Graphics, I think it was a CD. I'll be honest with you guys, I looked at comparison videos. Seems like technically the CD one is obviously the best. This one looks like the best to me. That's just my personal opinion. I'd like to play through all of them at some point, but I think for my first playthrough I might go with this one when we get to Ys 3. So, pretty cool. Very glad to get this, and this is a big thank you again to my parents for this one, so thank you. Next we have 2 Treat Myselfs, and these are games that I had the games for, and I basically just bought these for the boxes for the most part. Deja Vu on the NES, part of the point-and-click Kemco Saika adventure series with Shadowgate and Uninvited. I have not played through this one yet. I will play through this one. I know I have a few people that follow the channel that love those games, so stay tuned for that. It will be coming. I will get to it this year, I promise. I had the game in the manual, and now I got the box. And now I have the box. I have them all complete. Shadowgate, Uninvited, and Deja Vu, so I'm super thrilled about that. And thank you to myself for buying it. Next, we have one of my favorite games of all time. You guys know I recently beat this Deathless and reviewed it. Batman, the video game on the NES. Not much to be said. Love this game. It's one of my favorite games of all time. I actually did not have the manual for this. I found a box manual insert lot on eBay for pretty cheap, and it popped up and I was like, whoa, insta buy. I've been meaning to get it for a reasonable price. Everything was like 60-70 bucks, and it was well below that. I was so happy, and now I have one of my favorite games complete, and I couldn't be happier, man. I love it. It's one of the best games ever. I'm telling you, play it if you haven't. We have another treat yourself gift. I purchased this for myself while on vacation. Treasure, I think is how you pronounce it. Another renovation RPG on the Sega Genesis. Looks a little rough around the edges, but I watched a playthrough of it and it actually seems quite interesting. I will be getting to this on the channel at some point, just don't know when. I'd have to say it's probably not going to be this year. This is sort of complete. It comes with, I'll open it up for you guys. It comes with one of those photocopied manuals that you would used to get at like rental places or whatever. It's like the real manual, and it is vintage, but it's not the real manual. Does that make sense to you guys? It's not the regular colored one, but that one probably is from the 90s. So, yeah, good enough for me. The price was right. The price with the manual was almost like $25, $30 more, so I figured, fuck it, I'll just get that one for now. If I want the real manual later, I'll get it. I'm not really worried about it. Alright, and next we're getting back into the birthday stuff. So let me, actually no, I take that back. One more treat myself situation here, and that is Fire Emblem, the Binding Blade. This one has a couple different names. This was a Fire Emblem Game Boy Advance game that never came out here. It's only came out in Japan, and I think it got translated. This comes with a Nintendo DS case and a printed out cover, but it's kind of shitty. I ended up buying a repro box for it on Etsy that looks like it's like real. It's going to be much better. Again, it's not a real release, so I don't really care if it's a repro box, obviously. And I'd prefer to have it in a Game Boy Advance style box as opposed to this. So we'll get to this when we get to it. Fire Emblem is on the list to get through the series, so stay tuned. Alright, and now we're getting back into the birthday stuff, and I think the majority of these, one of them's from my wife again, I'll get to that, and the rest of them are from my parents. So let's get to the last gift from the waifu, and that is Alundra 2 on the PS1. This is complete. Yeah, the boxes or the case is broken there, but no big deal. I heard that the series takes a drastic shift from Alundra 1 to this one, and it doesn't seem to be as well renowned and lauded, but I want to play it. I want to play through this series. This is the Alundra 1 featured like the art and stuff of the guy that did Shining Force. It looks like it, now that I'm really looking at this, it looks like it did venture far off course compared to that, but I'm sure it's still going to be good, man. PS1 era RPGs, action RPGs, they're all good. They really are. There's like rarely a bad one. You know, even the ones that were kind of like sort of pooped on in the reviews, they're still somewhat decent. And I feel like this is not going to be an exception to the rule. So thank you to the wife again for that one. Crossing games off my master want list, so I'm, you know, couldn't be happier. Alright, 4 more games to get to. I said this was going to be a quicker video, so again I apologize, but it is what it is. We got Star Fox Adventures on the GameCube. This was one that always intrigued me when I was in high school. I believe this is when it came out, maybe late middle school. I can't remember. What year was it? 2002. Freshman year? It was either, what, 8th grade or freshman year? I don't know. Anyway, a different style of Star Fox game. One that I know has also had very mixed reviews, but I always thought it looked pretty fun, and from the people that I talked to that played it, they said it was decent. This will be definitely a game that we get to on the channel. Probably not anytime soon, but very glad to add that to the collection. I'll save these two for last. Another one from the parents. We got Sega CD, Advanced Dungeons & Dragons, Eye of the Beholder. I'm not positive, but I think this is the same game that I got on the SNES as well. I think there's a few versions of it. There might be even more that I'm not thinking of. But it seems like a pretty good version. I'm sure because it's, you know, Sega CD, it obviously has an advanced soundtrack, and I'm sure there's some technical capabilities that put this above the SNES version. I would be intrigued to kind of compare them. I'm sure there's comparison videos on YouTube, but as far as myself, like with playthroughs, and yeah, I got a short list of Sega CD games that I want. A couple of them, unfortunately, are really expensive. Same with Saturn. But this was one of the ones on the short list, so got to cross it off, and I appreciate it. Again, thank you to the parents. Last two games. Yeah, we'll do this one first. Why not? One that I've been wanting for quite some time. Fire Emblem: The Sacred Stones. This is complete. It has like inserts and stuff in it as well, which usually I don't seek out, but it just happened to come with it. I believe my mom got this for me on eBay. So now I have this and the other Fire Emblem Game Boy Advance game complete in box. Some big heavy hitters on my Game Boy Advance want list are now checked off. Super happy about that. As I mentioned earlier, we'll get to this when we get to it. I'm going to try to play them in chronological release order, so super stoked about that. Thank you again to my mother. I have the strategy guide for this as well, and the other one that was on Game Boy Advance, so I'll be locked and loaded when it's time. And lastly, not complete. I wanted it complete, but honestly, when I was looking at the prices, I was like, is it really even worth it? You know what I mean? I'm trying to save my money for the complete RPGs, you know what I mean? If I could somehow stumble upon a box and a manual for this for a reasonable price in the future, it might happen, but not now. And the last pickup for the birthday bonanza is a authentic, obviously, copy of Castlevania Bloodlines for the Sega Genesis. Great game, never beat it, never really tried to beat it though, you know what I mean? It was always one of those games you just sort of dick around in. I will get to this on the channel 100%. I love the Castlevania series, specifically the older ones. This falls right into that wheelhouse. Yeah, really excited for it. And that wraps up the birthday bonanza of things that were bestowed upon me or I treated myself to. I really appreciate everybody that contributed. I shouted you guys out enough in this video though, I believe. You make my birthday and my life so special. Same to you guys for watching. I do appreciate it, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you did, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. I do my best to reply to all comments and all videos, and stay tuned for some more pickups. Don't know when it's going to be. As of now, I'm all wiped out. I have nothing else to show, so it might not be for another month or two after you see this video, but we'll see. We'll see. Take care, and I'll see you next time.